Imagine waking up at the crack of dawn to the faint click of your garage door keypad being punched by someone who isn't you, only to find your nosy HOA president rummaging through your tools like it's a free garage sale. That's exactly what happened to me. Alex Rivera, the guy everyone in Pine Ridge whispered about as the troublemaker, who dared paint his mailbox a shade too bold. But oh, how the tables turned when I caught Karen Hargrove. Sorry? Mrs. Hargrove, HOA president extraordinaire. Clutching my prized cordless saw, her face paling faster than her over-bleached highlights. I wasn't always the neighborhood pariah. Back when I moved into Pine Ridge 5 years ago, this place seemed like the American dream wrapped in white picket fences. Tidy lawns, community barbecues, and a homeowners association that promised to keep everything pristine and orderly. Ha, what a joke. I bought my modest ranch-style house after a messy divorce, figuring a quiet suburb would be the perfect spot to rebuild. I'm a freelance mechanic, fixing cars in my garage on weekends. Nothing flashy, just enough to pay the bills and tinker with my vintage Mustang. But from day one, Karen Hargrove had me in her sights. She was the self-appointed guardian of Pine Ridge's standards. A mid-50s powerhouse with a perpetual smile that never reached her eyes, always patrolling in her golf cart like a suburban sheriff. She'd cite you for a weed in your flower bed or a basketball hoop that's 1 inch too high, all while preaching about community harmony at monthly meetings. The rumors started small. Karen would corner neighbors at the mailbox cluster, whispering about how I was running an illegal auto shop because my garage light stayed on late. Never mind that I wasn't charging anyone. It was just me wrenching on my own ride. Soon, anonymous notes appeared in my mailbox. Keep the noise down or else. Fines trickled in for unsightly vehicle storage. Code for my Mustang under a tarp. I paid them quietly at first, not wanting to rock the boat. After all, who wants to be that guy? But inside, I seethed. I'd overhear snippets at the park. Alex is sketchy. Probably why his wife left him. Lies, of course, but Karen was a master at twisting facts. She'd say it with that saccharine tone. Oh, bless his heart, but rules are rules for everyone's benefit. I kept my head down, observing her patterns. The way she'd linger outside houses, clipboard in hand, jotting notes like a spy novel villain. Little did she know, her reign of petty terror was about to unravel, starting with my missing socket set. It began innocently enough, or so I thought. One Saturday, I reached for my go-to-socket wrench to tweak the Mustang's carburetor, gone. Poof! I tore the garage apart, blaming my own absent-mindedness. A week later, my angle grinder vanished. Then my blue tool chest, the one I'd customized with welded shelves. No forced entry, no broken windows. I live alone, no pets, no visitors who borrow tools. That's when it hit me. The spare key I'd stashed under the garden gnome by the side gate. Stupid, I know, but in a safe neighborhood like this? I swapped the locks that day and splurged on discreet security cams. One overlooking the gate, another hidden in the garage rafters. If someone's playing games, I muttered to myself, they're about to get caught in 4K. Sure enough, at 6:17 a.m. on a drizzly Wednesday, my phone buzzed with a motion alert. I bolted from bed, heart pounding, and there she was on the feed. Karen Hargrove, in her signature pastel tracksuit and those ridiculous cat-eye sunglasses, even pre-dawn, slipping through the gate like a bad burglar cosplay. She tried the old key on the side door, fail. Her face scrunched in that classic HOA frustration, like the universe dared defy her bylaws. Out came a multi-tool from her oversized tote, the one she called her compliance kit, and she jimmied the latch for what felt like eternity, muttering something about non-compliant hardware. When that flopped, she waddled to the garage, punched a code into the ancient keypad I disabled months ago. Bingo, the door creaked open just enough for her to squeeze in. I didn't rush out immediately. No, I watched from the shadows of my kitchen doorway, letting the camera roll. There she was, rooting through my shelves, pocketing drill bits like they were candy. She grabbed my cordless saw, holding it up triumphantly as if inspecting for safety violations. That's when I stepped in, flipping on the lights. Morning, Karen. Shopping early today. She jumped like a cat on a hot tin roof, nearly dropping the saw. Mr. Rivera, this is official HOA business. Your garage is in violation of Section 4.2, excessive mechanical equipment posing a fire hazard. Her voice dripped with that faux authority, clipboard clutched like a shield. By stealing my tools? That's a bold interpretation of the covenants. She huffed, trying to sidestep me. I'm confiscating for inspection. You'll get a report. I blocked her path gently but firmly. And I'll get the cops. Smile for the camera. Her eyes darted up, spotting the red blinking light. For the first time, that smug facade cracked. Just a flicker of panic behind those shades. She bolted out, saw in hand, but I snatched it back mid-stride. Report that, I called after her. She spun, glaring daggers. You'll regret this, Alex. The board doesn't tolerate threats to order. I didn't waste time. Dialed 911 before her golf cart even turned the corner. Officer Jenkins arrived in 20 minutes. A no-nonsense guy with a mustache that screamed, "Seen it all." I showed him the footage, the missing items list, timestamps. The HOA prez? Breaking in. He chuckled dryly, shaking his head. That's a new one. Usually it's kids or exes. We watched Karen across the street, lecturing a poor soul about their holiday lights. In June, Jenkins strolled over. Mrs. Hargrove? Need a word about a B&E complaint. Her clipboard clattered. This is preposterous. I'm upholding standards. He wasn't buying it. Uphold them from the station. Let's go. As she climbed into the cruiser, still yapping about bylaws over badges. I leaned on my porch rail, arms crossed, feeling the first sweet taste of vindication. But this was just the appetizer. Karen's empire of nonsense was crumbling, and I was about to serve the main course. Word spread like wildfire in Pine Ridge, thanks to Karen's own gossip network backfiring. By noon, she was back, strutting like a peacock who just won a beauty contest, insisting to anyone who'd listen that I'd entrapped her. He lured me in with false complaints. She'd whine at the community pool, her voice carrying over the splashes. Neighbors whispered. Some bought her sob story, painting me as the villain. Others, the ones she'd fined for improper mulch color, shot me knowing nods. I stayed silent publicly, but privately? Game on. That evening, I fired off a certified letter to the HOA's attorney. Detailed timeline, video stills, and a request for their equipment inventory. I knew their maintenance closet was a joke. Barely a rake and some expired, we'd kill her. No way they owned half the gear she'd swiped from me. Next door, my neighbor Lisa was watering her plants when I waved her over. Hear the drama? I asked casually. She rolled her eyes. Karen's saying you photoshopped the video. Classic. We chatted, and she confessed her hedge trimmer had vanished last spring. Blamed the dog. That sparked it. I knocked on doors of folks I'd seen Karen harass. Old Mr. Patel, the widower with the non-approved bird feeder. Sarah, the single mom fined for her kids' chalk drawings on the sidewalk. Ever lose anything odd? I probed. Mr. Patel, my electric edger. Gone after she inspected my yard. Sarah, power washer. Thought it was stolen by teens. We tallied a dozen items, all high-end, all post-Karen visits. She's running a black market tool rental, I joked darkly, but their faces said it wasn't funny. I hit the county records office the next day, pulling Pine Ridge HOA filings. Bingo, gaps everywhere. No election minutes for 3 years, signatures that looked like a kindergartner's forgery. The clerk, a bored guy named Mike, smirked. HOAs are Wild West. Unless someone complains, no one cares. I filed with the state ombudsman that afternoon, suspected fraud in governance. While that simmered, I rallied my small alliance. At the weekend HOA Unity picnic, a sad affair with wilted salads and Karen barking orders, I sauntered up with an envelope. Not invited, she snapped without looking. Public event, dues payer here. I slapped the packet down. Affidavits from 5 neighbors on stolen goods. Copies to cops and state. She blanched, but recovered with a sneer. Fabrications. You'll be sued for slander. I leaned in, whispering, try it. My camera doesn't lie. As I walked away, her volunteers exchanged uneasy glances. The Queen's crown was slipping. By Monday, Detectives knocked. Sullivan and Reyes, pros with coffee stains on their ties. I walked them through the cams, the list, the rumors. "Where's the loot?" Sullivan asked. I pointed toward the community shed by the playground. "Bet it's her secret stash." They got a warrant faster than Karen could cite a bylaw. Inside, jackpot, my blue chest, Mr. Patel's edger. A ledger scribbled with rentals to shady contractors. "She's profiting off our dues," Reyes whistled. Karen's inspections were covers for heists, tools, leased back via fake invoices. The irony? She'd billed the HOA for equipment acquisition while pocketing cash. Sullivan called. "Over 40 items, clear IDs. This is embezzlement territory." I grinned inwardly. Her order was chaos in disguise. The HOA meeting that Thursday? Electric. Usually a snooze fest with Karen monologuing about paint shades. But word had leaked. 50 residents crammed in, murmuring. Karen, sans shades, looked like she'd aged a decade. During open mic, I stood. "Alex Rivera here. Caught our president burgling my garage on cam. Led to recovering stolen goods from our shed. Yours, mine, ours." Gasped. I waved the folder. "Police inventory statements. Petition to oust her now." Chaos erupted, applause, shouts. Sarah yelled. "She fined me $300 for chalk art while stealing my washer." Karen stammered. "Lies. This is a coup." But the board, her puppets, folded under the glare. Emergency vote. Out she went, fleeing mid-meeting, heels echoing like a retreating army. Someone quipped, "Check her basement. Probably got a Lowe's down there." Laughter rippled, but we weren't done. The real storm was brewing. 2 weeks post-ouster, a subpoena landed in my mailbox. Witness in Karen's fraud case. I dove into legalese, felony embezzlement, forgery, burglary. She'd funneled $35,000 in dues to a phantom greenscape services, billing for ghost work while renting our stolen tools. Double-dipping at its finest. I called Jenkins, now on the task force. Deep as the Mariana Trench. 2 board cronies in on it. One signed checks, the other ignored red flags. One had lawyered up, the other flipped for a deal. That night, at our ad hoc reform huddle in the rec center, neighbors shared war stories. Lisa, her house raided today, FBI vans, boxes of ledgers. Ex-board guy, Tim, confessed. She axed me for questioning sanitation fees on non-existent pools. His old files? Goldmine for auditors. The clerk mic rang. Filings forged, elections rigged. She wasn't legit after year 1. Boom. Every fine, every rule she enforced? Voidable. State seized HOA finances. Appointing trustee Elena Vasquez, a bulldog attorney. "Your diligence cracked this," she said. "Most fold, you fought. Trial fast-tracked. Evidence mountain high." Meanwhile, audits revealed horrors. Empty reserves, overdue insurance, bogus fines galore. Sarah found a $400 hit for porch clutter, her gnome. We traced evictions. Folks hounded out by escalating penalties. Houses flipped to Karen's investor pals for kickbacks. "Predatory," Vasquez spat. DA added coercion charges. Pine Ridge rallied. Volunteers mowed neglected lots. Meetings buzzed with ideas. The shed? Now a community tool library, logged and fair. No more inspections. Transparency reigned. One dusk, Sarah and I surveyed the shed. "This dump sparked a revolution," she laughed. "Nah," I said. "It's what unchecked power does. Rots from inside." A block party sealed it. No agendas, just grills and Motown tunes. Kids chalked sidewalks freely. Mr. Patel shared edger tips. I sipped beer, watching unity bloom from ashes. My tools? Back. Labeled, garage open wide. Peace finally. The courtroom hummed with tension, packed with Pine Ridge faces. Some glaring, others nodding support. I sat front row beside ADA Mia-chan, a laser-focused prosecutor who dissected cases like a surgeon. Karen, in a frumpy suit that screamed innocent victim, fidgeted beside her beleaguered lawyer. The judge, stern as a drill sergeant, banged the gavel. Bench trial, Karen's gamble to avoid jury drama. Mia's opener sliced. From garage break-ins to rigged elections, this defendant turned community trust into a personal ATM. No fluff, just facts. My testimony, straightforward. Notice tools missing post her visits. Cam caught her red-handed. Karen's lawyer probed. Vendetta. Mr. Rivera? You resented her authority. I smirked. Authority? She invented rules like no visible hoses. I just wanted my grinder back. He floundered on donated items. Receipts say otherwise. Sarah followed. Then Mr. Patel, a contractor admitting cash rentals, from HOA ops director. Mike confirmed forgeries. Tim exposed budgets. Defense? Weak. 2 ex-boardies claiming ignorance. 1 crumbling under Mia's email barrage. You approved phantom vendors? I trusted her. Verdict next day. Guilty across the board: burglary, fraud, coercion. Judge thundered. Abuse veiled as stewardship. Exploited neighbors for gain. Karen stared blankly. No tears, just defeat. Sentencing. 6 years, no early parole, $42,000 restitution. Her house seized. Investors fined. Barred from deals. Pine Ridge exhaled collectively outside court. Sarah. She thought she was untouchable. Mr. Patel. Wrong neighborhood. Back home. Changes stuck. Term limits. Open books. No clipboards without cause. I tinkered in peace. Garage door ajar. Neighbors waving. One afternoon, Lisa dropped by with lemonade. Bored spot. Pass. Did my bit. She smiled. Heroes rest. As sunset, hammers echoed repairs, not raids. Perfection? No, but honest. Ours. So, was Karen the real villain, or just a product of a system that lets petty tyrants thrive unchecked? True or false? In HOA hell, silence is complicity?